So thank you so much once again, Musa, for joining us. And the whole point of having these conversations is that I want to have 100 conversations with 100 creatives on the continent. So to basically talk about the role of the creative industry in creating decent jobs for young people in Africa. As we all know that we have this global unemployment crisis in Africa. Many young Africans are unemployed, and we've got this creative economy that I believe, well, this is my personal opinion and what I've also read about, that we're not really leveraging on. So we want to basically start directing young people into focusing more on the creative economy and capitalizing it, because we've got arts and culture. We can use arts and culture as a way to also direct employment opportunities. So thank you so much for being our third conversation for today. And yes, I welcome you. And yes, that's just us. So I just wanted to tell us, like, please tell us, who is Musa? Who is Musa? Where is Musa from? What is Musa about?
Thank you so much, Fiwe. Have I pronounced your name correctly?
It's Piwe.
Fiwe.
Yes.
Great. Thank you so much, Piwe, for inviting me in this conversation, in this very early episodes on your on your show. I feel delighted. I feel honored. Yes, thank you so much. So my full name is Mussa Sango. My background is a visual artist. I went in art school, and then I practiced a little bit of painting, and then a little bit of music as well. And then later on, I jumped into graphic design for quite some time, which it really was my economy driver in my life as a graphic designer. But then later on, I jumped into media. Yeah, and the media thing came when I was working with advertising agents, where I've been given a role to help developing scripts for advertisements. So which I found like a new career on me, and I was relating so much with media and journalists. I was just been involving with all mass media communications. So that's what driven me to media. Then I went to study mass communication. After that, I quitted the job. It was a bit risk, but yeah, I believed in myself that I could make it. That I'm talking of 2012, when I was maybe around 25 or something, where I decided like, okay, let me do it on my own. And why? Because I wanted more freedom. Yeah, because when you are employed, you do same thing every day, you know, those hours, it's really difficult to be diverse, you know, to do separate things. So that's, I felt like I could do more, you know, than what I'm doing here. So yeah, so then I started a small studio of graphic design on my own. And then later on, I got this project to produce radio programs, which I produced for almost 6 years. Yeah, then from that project, this Boresha Radio came up. Yeah, so I founded this radio station. I really wanted to have like a completely full radio station. That was my dream, but the capital was very little. Thanks to the technology, we could do an online radio as well, which was a bit friendly in economic wise, because to have an FM station, it's need a lot of equipment, you know, like those radars and receiver transmitters, all of these, and also the compliance, you know, with the government. It's quite hectic. But yes, when I I understood that I could have a radio station online which doesn't cost so much. I said, why don't we start this way? So yeah, so that's where Boresha Radio came. So I'm the founder. I don't like to call myself owner. I'm the founder of this radio station, which focuses in non-mainstream art, I call, and youth educational programs. Why I selected this niche? Because most of mainstream media, they don't cover so much of this. So I say creative news, creative,
Yes.
like sector need to have a platform as well. Because yeah, in my observation during all time I'm working, I couldn't hear so much of this kind of art, like we really call art. Most are those like popular, I don't know, in South Africa, like music, you have those popular like Mapiano or something, but I'm sure you have other kind of music.
Yes, we have
same
a
here.
Yes.
The variety, So same here. We have certain music which got a lot of airtime. But other music that we call like Afrofusion, those music that fuses with traditional instrument or melodies, they don't have so much airtime. So that's why I thought like they need a special a push, they need a special platform for them. That's why Boresha it's here. But as well, apart from the arts, but also educational programs, during my production, when I was producing these radio shows, which was about small and medium enterprises, I was very surprised when we approached mainstream radio station or TV. They are 100% business oriented. I understand, because it's very expensive to run television or radio station. But I was hoping like they could understand these programs are very important for like communities.
Yes.
So then they could even give like a special price, or just even like find a way to collaborate. But they were charging us like advertisement, like a corporate, So I was like really like didn't understand. So that's why I was like, why don't somebody come up with a radio with like a project oriented to support communities?
Oh, wow.
Yes. So yeah, so that's, I think, a little bit about what I'm doing.
Oh, wow. You're doing amazing work, by the way. I like what you said about how there is no space for the creative, and you saw it as that, that your niche, and you capitalized on that, which is something very important. This is one of the reasons I decided to also have these conversations, because I also spotted this gap as a creative myself, that I don't think that our work is really I wouldn't say valued, but like it's given bigger platforms and bigger audiences. And we're doing so much as creatives in Africa. So I also wanted to know, what are you passionate about?
As my initiative, I'm really passionate by providing a proper information, providing space, mentoring, nurturing, new talents, all of these, when I was growing up, I couldn't have a space to learn like what I wanted, I would say. So that's why I think I'll be so much happier to see all like organizations are friendly to invite people with no skill or little skill, that they can, mentor them to be, to be marketable, in a market, But you don't find this so much, Everyone, they are so much into their profit. They won't give you a chance to volunteer or to be an intern. They will be worried, maybe you'll be spending or you'll be destroying things, So I think, if there will be enough platform for youth to learn their skills by doing, the rate of employment will go down, unemployment will go down, and it will really, really support. So that's really my passion, to help, graduates, new talents, just to make them aware of their talents, but to give them more confidence of doing, like we we don't get this so much, somebody to tell you, oh man, you are so good, man, you can do this in this way, and this gonna maybe make you a living, if you do this in this professional way. So that's really, my passion.
Oh wow, that is so beautiful. It just leads me into my next question of, you spoke about the unemployment. We've got a high unemployment. Even here in South Africa, our rate of unemployment is very, very high. And how then now do we direct young people into capitalizing on the sector? How do we push them into using their talents? Because this unemployment is so high. You walk outside the door in South Africa, you find a lot of young people are just sitting. They are idling, and it's not in a I'm not putting it out there in a very negative light. However, some of them are just idling, and what if they have these amazing talents, but like, how do we direct them into using their talents to try and find a gap in the market so that they can make a living? Because we need young people to be making a living for themselves. We need them to be economically active as well. So how do we do that?
Yeah, I think this is very, very good question, and I think I've been asked a lot, but it's good. So now we remind ourselves. I think we have been so rugged behind because of our education system. Everyone at school, they think of being employed. The curriculums we've been using, they really not prepare you to be self-employed or to be ready to work. Yeah, it's shame. I'm telling you, some other university graduates, they can't even put together their CV or profile, or their bios. This, I think we really, really, like all Africa, I think I have experience with my country here, Tanzania, Dar es Salaam. I think I didn't mention. Yes, I've that experience. Many people are coming here to ask for job, even a volunteer space. But it's hardly you find somebody collecting their profile, even work. I mean, school works, that they have been done so that they can impress the employer. It's tough. So I think the educational system as well should concentrate on preparing students to be self-employed. But at the moment, all the theory stuff, it's crazy. It's crazy. You don't use them sometimes, or many times. You learn things you completely don't use. I think it's a wastage of time. If we understand people's talent in a very, very early stage, and we concentrate on their talent, that will be so much helpful. Just a few weeks ago, I've been watching a documentary of athlete guy from Addis Ababa. He's approaching 50 now. He's so rich, he has got lots of companies, real estate, school, and all stuff. And he said he never went to school. He has no diploma. Yes, and he learned things by seeing, by listening from other people, just being inspired, all this kind of thing. So to get someone like that, it's very special. But if we put a certain program to support our students that way, that is all be very good. But as well to employers, we should be open-minded,
Yes.
Let youth come to the either this factory or like the agencies or film, any, just allow them to come and let them learn from what they are doing. I believe my inspiration came from my first job because it was a small company that I could see all the procedures. You know, I could go in the board meetings. You know, I could hear what the discussion. I could hear the negotiations with the client. You know, I could see how they develop pro forma invoice or the quotation. You know, all of these things. So if we let graduates working with us so they can learn, I think that's also will be very, very, very helpful. But again, also the youth themselves,
Yes.
they should think out of the box now.
Yes. 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 Yes.
You know, they should not wait to be told what to do. You know, if they can read now, the technology, now the social media, it's everywhere. Now you can see if you are lazy on reading books, whatever, but you can watch on videos, you can hear, listen the podcasts
Yes. Yes.
and
Yes.
stuff. And then, yeah, you can be motivated. You can't understand things when you're just sitting,
Yes.
you know?
True. True. True.
Yeah. So I think those three things, if they'll be improved, we're gonna help unemployment rates go down.
So I love that you mentioned the whole also these our skills are diverse, and we need to understand that we also play a part as young people, to think outside the box. And I know probably I'm going to seem like I'm harsh for saying that, because the truth is we need to look around us and see what is there for us. Yeah, that's how the world works.
Yeah,
You look, it's like being an entrepreneur. You look, you
yeah,
identify a problem and you try
yeah,
and sort it out. And
exactly.
it's tiring for us to wait to be employed by the government, because
Yeah,
we look at the rate of corruption. I'm speaking about South Africa. I know they're going to fetch me out here, but like there's so much corruption. Um,
everywhere.
everywhere in Africa, we've got
Yeah,
corruption. And if I sit and wait for an employment, maybe in the government office, maybe I'll wait forever. So what if young people start looking at what is out there, look and identify problems and think outside the box to try and sort this challenge out? And this leads me into my final question, is that how young people in despair right now, they don't know what to do. They are either creatives or have been unemployed for a very long time. They're in despair. What do you have to say to them right now, especially in the pandemic? What words of wisdom can you share with them?
yeah. Thank you so much, Fiwe. You know, like this conversation just came through online. We've never met like physically. Everything has been done, you know, online. You texted me, I texted you, and now here we are. Then you explore yourself. So only thing I can say, just let's use the technology wisely. You know, there's so much potential out there. There's so much network and stuff. Yeah, we mentioned earlier here, me and you in this conversation, like you need to get out of the box, just search for some materials. You know, just if you can't read, listen to podcasts, you know, watch on the YouTube and stuff. I think that's only way. There's no way. Yes, you mentioned also the pandemic now, you can't just go places, you know, that much as before. So if we use technology wisely, it might help us during this time.
Oh, wow. Thank you so much. I'd like to thank you so much for your time and your wisdom. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Asante sana.
Asante sana. That's very, very good. Nice. How do you say asante sana in Zulu?
Ngiyabonga kakhulu.
Yabonga gakulu.
Yes,
Yabonga
thank
gakulu.
you. So, can you please tell our subscribers to subscribe in Swahili for us?
Very nice. You know, the Swahili has very few words, especially with the technology.
Oh.
Maybe what what should I say? Tafadhali tembelea ukurasa wa Fiwe and Fiwe and subscribe pale and na subscribe alafu like and comment.
Thank you, Asante Sana. Thank you so much. We will talk soon. I appreciate your time. I thank you for the work that you're doing. Thank you so much.
Asante sana, karibu sana. Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Thanks.